Hello, fair listener. Welcome and thank you for following our journey on metagaming by Rum Propelled Gaming. Fair warning, sometimes we are not safe for work, and others not safe for real life. Journey forth at your own risk. Now let's dive right back into Tarath through the campaign Alilopolis.
Yeah.
Butt munchers.
Butthole!
Fucking Craig.
That's just the hand of fate tosses. The dice rolls, spins, turns. A campaign starts and ends, leaving memories that become stories. Stories flow out into the infinite sea, painting it with legends. Legends wash up on the shores throughout the infinite sea, fading to myth until myths are forgotten, and the campaign that gave it birth comes again. And again, the hand of fate tosses. The dice rolls, spins, turns. Hitherto, the Rum Rollers partied long and hard in the Pink Plush Pig, in the dance club in Socrates. They were experimented with the experiment room, or the XP room, which they learned some things about hell, and that they are not ready to defeat by force a red dragon, even if it is small. They'd also learned about Shandar, the red dragon, which they are going to go meet, has a crush on the Queen Thia, and the Rawlsons went on their merry way to find a way to set Adune free from her bottle, as well as acquired some nudies of the Queen to potentially trade with Shandar for his breath, which they require to complete a deal with Queen Thia to set up a trade route between those two, so as they can profit off of the breath of the red dragon, Shandar. Last we'd left them to they'd met up with Sir Tellus at the cliffs of the Market District before they'd set Adune free by uncorking the bottle simply, and a waterfall gushed forth over the cliffs, and Adune was flew down over the side into the bay at large, waiting in the Mittlemeer to go find Shandar's island, which Queen Theoda's guard had told them was out towards the east, and pointed it out even on their maps for them. Whereupon they promptly forgot about the second portal on the cliffs and started sailing away into the distance before they remembered and turned around and sailed back to the cliffs to get the plate for Cat to fly up to the cliffs and get the plate. And now they're sailing back off into the sunset again. Let's see what happens.
Like in real life. We can't leave somewhere without getting something.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd seen an appropriately describing TikTok for it too. Is like describing the difference between certain nerds, and it's like Pokemon gamers. They're like, I got my card box, I'm ready to go. Magic card gamers, Yu-Gi-Oh card gamers, got my cards ready to go. D&D gamers, and he's like laden down with 17 different satchels. He's like, wait, I gotta go find my favorite pair of dice. Hold on, and he starts setting everything back down to go get that last thing.
That's definitely me.
What?
Very. And the laser pointer. Never forget the laser.
Nope, don't forget that. Cannot
We
forget
need
that.
it. Nobody's used a laser pointer in front of us yet.
Oh! Rowersons just go fucking banana sandwich over it.
They would, yeah. The fastest way to lose a Rarlson over the edge of the ship.
A laser.
Would that be like one of the hardest decisions of their lives? Because like they would see the dot in the ocean. They're like, I want to kill it, but it's water. I want to kill it, but it's water.
Well, I mean, if we're flying really high, they probably wouldn't see where it lands, just that it like leaves, right?
Oh shit! I've been gone that long. I forgot it. We were trying to get a Dune turn.
Well, she's not flying yet,
think-
right? She's still.
Yeah,
Floating
that's
around?
one of
No,
the
she's not flying yet.
that's
Oh,
one
okay.
of it's one of the rewards that would be coming out of getting um, capturing the breaths and starting up that trade route between Socrates and the Red Dragon. Mm. And Thea doesn't know any of this because the last time that Thea was here, she'd just gotten to Socrates. Um, so
Have we been partying for months?
kinda, yeah. I mean,
One night took so long.
It felt long to me too.
and I was just going to let you kind of jump in there, Thea, with what you may have left behind, or where you disjoined the party. You would entered the gates, come over top of the bridge, which they don't have a gate through a wall as a traditional city. All of their entrances are bridges that are spanning over all the walls, which you came across and seen the blue walls of Socrates spanning up at the hill, and I think that was the very. If I remember correctly, did you make it to the market district at all?
I don't remember any of this, but it's been so long that that could have happened, and I just don't remember. But
I didn't think
right,
so,
right
but
now, I'm inside a Dune. I think is that accurate or
right. That's where I have your character. That's where you've been, at least in my perspective minds of things, is like you guys had spun up the portal, and even Shia, when she came up with a description of what she told me she's actually going to be doing, but we've yet to act it out. So that's what I'm just doing here is basically acting out
Uh-huh.
your departure for you. So like
Yeah.
I don't know how you want to go about it, but that was the last thing
Yeah.
when I was going back through my notes and everything is where I kind of remembered you being and having potentially gone on to Udune
Yep.
for a rest or something, but
Okay, so Thea, you know, all that time ago back, joined everyone, crossed into Socrates, then, you know, was not she had a lot of thinking to do. So she returned to Adune for a little while, and then eventually, I think Thea was overwhelmed with thoughts of her hometown that, has not been doing too well. And I think it consumed her to the point where she felt like she needed to return so that she could try to do what she could to save her hometown and her family. So I think
I think
Theo at that point, go ahead, Josh.
I was just going to say I think for that reason too you may and this is more something we can
Uh-huh.
kind of play off the cuff a little bit here to keep it kind of short and sweet, I guess. But is you would have probably been able to get out of Aduna. You know how to with spinning up the plate and everything to activate the
Mhm.
portal, and may have done that. Maybe I don't know what your thoughts would be, but I would assume kind of telling either one individual or leaving a note, kind of like how Zeph did, or something like that. But then probably would have gone out into Socrates and started asking questions about how the best way to get to Byzantium, which you knew was under attack or had been conquered by the neophytes.
Yeah. Before going to fight some neophytes. Maybe okay, well, this isn't something that you and I talked about, but maybe I don't know, does Gunther stay with someone?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Gunther's gonna stay on Adune, and maybe Gunther can join forces with someone in the future if someone
Gunther
wants him.
wouldn't go with you.
I don't know. Maybe I mean Gunther met Thea when he met the rest of the party as well. So like I don't know.
I would actually hesitate to say that the partying that was happening in the Pink Plush Pig was probably over a period of days, even though it felt like one singular day for the party. And it only took a singular day, probably from the entrance to the gate to meeting the queen, and going through the market district and going to the factory district. But then the lost track of time and other illicit drugs that were happening in the wizard rave. You probably would have came out while they were all crashed out from that from the portal, and potentially have ran into Radaha Aloran, the one that kind of like was Gunther's original owner too. Owner in quotations, because it was more they were friends and they met in the ruins, and
Well,
then Gunther met you guys while you were walking through the ruins too, and liked you because you rolled a good animal handling, and was following you around for the past years. Now would have ran back into potentially Radaha, and I don't know.
Just to throw this out there too, if you want Gunther to stay like in the party and everything, Wisteria very much prefers animal companionship over human companionship.
okay. Well, I don't. So okay. So I'm rolled a new character is the whole thing, but if Wisteria and Gunther had that kind of relationship, maybe I would leave a note tied to Gunther's collar, and he would go hang with Wisteria. But yeah, I mean, if you actually want, like, would want him as a companion, I have a character sheet for him. But we can talk about that if you're interested.
I mean, I was just suggesting, like, I didn't know if you would want him
With your new character.
Yeah.
No, the new character probably wouldn't have that kind of attachment with Gunther. Or he could go with Thea.
I was gonna say, I think him going with Thea would be cute.
Okay.
Buddies on an adventure together.
Radaha, though, would have also greeted probably Gunther and probably have guessed this as much, and probably would have told you too. I'd heard some askings around town that you were asking about the happenings in Byzantium.
Yeah. Do you have any news about that?
I think a lot of the refugees had from there had actually made their way to the town closest, the largest town closest by there, which is Athene? Give me 1 second here. Yeah, Athenia.
Okay. Can you point me? Can you give me some loose directions that I'll probably forget?
You'll definitely have to leave the kingdom of Gargantium, and it is more or less along the major landmass here north. If you're traveling by land, that is. I'm sure you can ask some other folks along the way if you're planning to take that route.
Okay. Did she point in a direction, or did she just?
No, you guys are inside of a closed down wizard rave thing.
Oh.
It's a nightclub that's currently closed. She's just been looks like she was probably setting up for the next night.
Dang. Wow, you guys. It looks like you have fun here.
Oh yes,
Destroyed bottles everywhere.
Yeah, there's a stack of chairs that were apparently stacked up and are being cleaned up by a janitor currently down there now, just grumbling.
Wow. Do you have any leftover, like, drugs?
Well, I don't, personally. Usually that is the queen's forte. She's quite the party queen. She finances a lot of this, actually, so I've been pretty lucky, I'd say.
Wow.
definitely pays better than the archaeology that you've seen me doing, but that is my main area of interest. Although, music's pretty fun too.
Wow, I feel like I missed out. But I'm trying to do the right thing and be responsible, so I gotta go help my family.
Well, good luck to you, and best wishes. I think, too, if you ever need anything, and she pulls out a card and presents you with an elaborately scrolled card that is just a little like a business card you can imagine size piece of paper with her name across it and a bunch of different other odd scrollings that almost look hand drawn.
Oh, I'm gonna druid craft a little flower for her and say, "For you."
Oh, my dear. She
And
blushes,
then I'm gonna leave.
smells the flower, watches you walk out of.
Nice. If I have a sense of direction, then I want to wild shape into a mouse. Well, first I want to point Gunther in the direction and show him where to go, and then I'm gonna wild shape into a mouse and I'm gonna ride on his head.
Beautiful.
Off into the sunset.
It would have been early morning at that point, I would guess.
Into the sunrise.
Yes. Yeah, that's why everyone's still very much conked out. Even Hamilton, though, we'll fast forward time a little bit here, and we'll go to Hamilton now, who's also still on Odune's deck after hearing some clanking of plates and such of people waking up and eating breakfast. It sounded like you were like, no thanks, and just kept sleeping.
For a whole
But-
month.
Month our time, it's only
Yeah.
like 2 sessions, so two days. But it wouldn't even have been that time, honestly. Some of it may have been in there though. But anyways, so yeah, you're waking up in your bed and you feel fully rested now. Some of the lingering effects of what felt like the night before, anyways, are fading away.
Yeah. Yeah. I need.
And
Why is it so bright out here?
you'd probably see Wisteria and Baharash propped up against the wall. And at that time, too, probably Wisteria, you'd be shooken awake from the trance you've been in for a while. I don't know what you've been doing. I would assume that you were hanging out on Adune, too, which is where you were last left. Although I am thinking you were in the market, I know, last, because I think you helped Kat with some purchases, too.
So last time I was on, I was in the club.
You were upstairs. That's right.
Yeah, we had just met Jarvis,
Right.
and that was the last time I was on.
It had been quite a blur after that for you, especially the really good wine may have been laced with something that you weren't quite ready for. So you were blackout and decided to go back to rest on the ship, in which you, at this point too, could choose one of the rooms that don't have a name in them, because the other ones that did have names in them are probably scratched out. if they're
I would probably choose the one like in the corner, like down below Idril.
Idril. I don't see Idril's room. Oh, I see. You mean the one I see down here is what you're talking about? That you should be able to open some doors, but that one's Frederick's.
Oh, okay.
And the one that says Idril on it, you should be able to see, although I'm interested in how you can see Idril, because I have something drawn over top of it.
So I don't see Frederick's name.
Oh, that's
I
interesting.
just see.
These things aren't Like they have gray squares over all of them,
except for where
wherever we're standing in the light path. So not everything's black on my screen. It's just shades of gray.
except for
That's-
where
Oh, well, no, that shouldn't be right because you get a character token here.
Yeah, there's no like fog of war
Mm-mm.
on. But so for the rooms, from what Jess can see, there's Shia's room in the top left.
Which
Then
probably would have a name scratched out off of it, even.
Yeah, so it just says Shia, and then Mime's room, Hamilton, an empty room, Idril, Thia, Zeph, Squall, and Moon.
And the Zeph and Squall and Moon and Idril's would all be scratched out too. So otherwise Frederick and Thia's rooms are occupied. Well,
Okay.
Thia probably would have also. Yeah. Sorry. I
I'll
gotta keep
take
up
Zeph's old room. Seems fair.
which is this one over here. I see it now. So you would,
Yeah, the top right.
yeah, you would
corner.
probably have wandered into there, seen the bigger bed of the rooms of the names that weren't scratched off. That was the first one you found, and just into the bed.
Yeah.
And usually you don't sleep, but you actually probably would have slept this time.
Yeah. So I think Wisteria probably would have just been meditating a lot and trying to figure out like what like so she came here because she felt drawn here, but then I feel like we'll just say because I've been gone. When she got here, she didn't know like what the next step was. Like kind of didn't know what her purpose or mission would be. So I feel like she probably would have just been really meditating on that.
Okay.
And trying to get a better sense of direction, I guess.
Okay. So Hamilton, you could step out into a room with only Baharash, then it would appear, who is leaning up against a wall, who also didn't have chosen a room before he went into a day, and that was the last time he was here too, more or less, I think. So I have no idea what he's doing, but I'm guessing he'd be asleep.
I know, but it's wrapped wrong. It's like it would go. Because of that.
Because
If we wanted to answer. So I'm taking out the shift.
so you walk out of your room.
Desperate
You see,
for coffee.
desperate for coffee. Do you say anything aloud?
Yeah,
Or
I
even-
don't know if it came through when I first stepped out of the room. Why is it so bright?
It did, and that's where I went towards Zeph at first because she was leaning up against that wall. So I figured maybe she would have been awoken by that, but I guess not. So you step out, and Adune would probably just answer in your mind of, "Well, dearie, it's always bright here in the bottle.
Oh.
Constantly day."
I've looked at the bottom of too many bottles last.
Well, sounds like you could use a strong brew.
Oh, that would be lovely.
And she goes, you can hear almost something rummaging around in stores. It sounds like under the deck of your feet somewhere. And she goes, "Well, I think I've got just the thing." And a wooden hand comes out through the floorboards that's spread apart and sets down a steaming mug on the on the table that's closest to you.
Never used to. Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
It's a pleasure. I really do enjoy the company. I can't really hear your thoughts, although I can speak into your mind. So I do appreciate speaking aloud too. Unless you project something towards me, I don't like to pry, as it were.
Alright. I'm just gonna start enjoying the coffee. Trying to remember the night.
Roll
Like,
me a history. Probably with a disadvantage for now, because it hasn't taken effect.
13. That's low, considering I have a plus 10.
That is low. So you're thinking back on it and going, pretty sure that Queen showed up. Tits and ass were out. That was cool. There's something about somebody attacking the club, and then we were attacking a dragon, and then we were beating the shit out of Loki.
That was
Seems like some sort of fever dream. You're like, I'm not sure how much of that was actually real and how much of that was just me wanting it to be real.
And I also had this crazy idea for my rifle. But that couldn't work. That would. And I
And
put my hand on my leg, like as I'm in the chair, and I hear a piece of paper crumble in my pocket. What was that? And I pull out this piece of paper. And I'm like, holy shit! I even drew up a design for this thing, and it's essentially my rifle, and it shows a very crude drawing of a cannonball going into the side of it and shooting through a gold circle on the tip of it and just coming out as a cannonball. How the hell would I ever get a cannonball? This is this coffee's good thing.
thanks, dearie. Well, I think we're about to be. And then you just hear this sudden and a rushing sound. I could get that one to come through, but as the water is leaving, and you feel the ship start to move, and she goes, "Oh yes, they'd said that they were about to release me today. I wasn't sure if they'd be able to do it." And then you all of a sudden start to feel a little bit of a weightness to you, and you start to kind of float off of the ship that you're sitting on, and in the chair. And you're go ahead and roll me a deck save. Along with yourself, Wisteria.
Oh god, here comes the spins again. I'm just gonna grab the seat of my chair.
You said dexterity saving throw?
Yes, please.
19.
Nice. You guys both float up, hovering a good few inches above your chair or what have you before you're able to, in your case, the bed, Wisteria, before you're able to go, oh, and grab onto whatever you were sitting on and kind of pull yourself down to it, weight it, and then you feel all of a sudden all gravity come rushing back all at once, and you hear a big splash from the outside of the deck, the cabin crew's out around Adune, and Adune goes, "Oh, it's good to be back at sea," into both of your heads. Before she starts talking, it seems like, to the rest of the crew, and you can't hear them for some reason, but you hear some odd, intermittent portions of the conversation as she's talking to them up somewhere else, and how they're trying to get back onto the ship, and pretty confused. But you do hear them that they're kind of be coming onto the deck of the ship.
At sea? Please. Wait a minute. Run over to like the nearest porthole.
you look out at the side of the hallway window, and you see that that there you are indeed at sea, as there are waves that are rolling out majestically into the distance, and you kind of turn your head a little bit, and you see the cliffs of the large city that you must have been in, because you see some of the blue walls kind of off in the peripheral of the porthole before the cliffs disappear, and you can't see too much more than the cliffs and those blue walls of the city.
Oh, holy shit, we did it. You did it. Somebody did. How's it feel to wet your boards on the open ocean again, Adune?
It feels lovely. The salt water of the bottle was nice and clean, but this is somehow beautifully dirty.
Oh. Oh, I know that. Like, well, if that was crazy enough to work and we're out here, Adune, you think you could you think you could put a cannonball through a rifle?
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't even tried to do something of that nature. Although I think you might be able to talk to either Mime or the Rousens. Rousens have some crazy ideas sometimes. They seem to be able to come up with just about any manner of thing. And I think Mime, just because she's the captain, she can solve many problems.
They do have a keen mind on them. Look over at the Rawsons. I see they're still asleep.
No, they're not. They're not in here. I just kind of pulled them off to the side. I apologize.
Oh, okay. No,
They can see.
We're fishing.
oh, I thought that little black emblem was like Z's, like they were sleeping.
Oh, yeah, no. I forget what that one was for Mime there, but yeah, they're actually I can just do this too. Wonk.
Can you create a token, Josh, that everyone can control?
Yeah.
Like an all-seeing eye. That way you can just, like, if you want everyone to be able to see but not be there, you could just drop that in.
Yeah. I can do that. I've done that with the ship when we're out at sea, and you'll kind of see me sort of do that anyways. With here in a second, if we get to that point. But I know that there's something else that's going to hopefully take place. Adune would probably say to everyone, "Thank you for getting me back into the ocean in one piece. I look forward to our journeys farther."
Yes.
It seems the raucous nature of my exiting of the bottle, though, has woken a couple others that were asleep on my in the corridors.
Well, they've been asleep for many days. They must smell bad.
I guess I'm lucky in that regard that I don't have that particular sense any longer.
Adune, I say everyone's in need for a round of coffee. How about a pot for all of us, if you don't mind?
That's an excellent idea. And you guys hear some rattling from down below. I will say that my stores on this particular brew is rather low. So this may be the last of it, but I think it will be amicably received. And a hand comes up, even next to yourself, Wisteria, because you've been hearing some of the conversation that's been happening in your head, although you're missing some of them that are happening in other people's heads. But you
I
probably
think hearing like coffee. Wait, am I muted?
Yeah, I think you just muted yourself.
Oh, I just unmuted myself.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
we
say
can
I
hear
can
you.
I can hear you.
Okay. I think from hearing like that there was coffee and like hearing other people stirring about, she would have like lazily wandered out of her room and over to like the tables and sat down and joined everybody else.
No one other than so you would have walked out and sat down next to Hamilton, who is sitting at a table. Then I would say.
Oh, is it just him?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, then yeah.
And when you're walking out, then Adune would recognize that because you're walking on her deck, and two hands would come up beside you guys, and the table that is with, well, one, I guess, because you already have one. Then, yeah, one would come up for you, Wisteria, at the table when you're walking over to it for a steaming, hot, pitch black, liquid.
Yeah. She would probably take it and sit down and just kind of look around and look at Hamilton and be like, what day is it?
It's one of the days that end with day.
Yes. More specific?
I'm gonna tap my foot on a Dune deck. Like it. The day is trying to like trying to nudge Dune into answering.
Well, I believe it's really rather hard for me to say too. I've been in that bottle for a long time. There wasn't any differentiation between days. But
How long have I been meditating?
I would believe we have the third half of the year. I could be wrong though.
Wait, I've been meditating for like the third half of the year? What?
At least a third of a year, I would guess. Yes, our years are rather short here.
Which Wisteria doesn't understand because she's not even from this realm.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's
Yeah.
gonna be like, it's it's been a year because I don't know if you know this, Josh, but time moves very differently and very weird in the Feywild.
I have looked into it, but it's been too long that I do not remember
And
exactly.
I
I do
think
know
if
that it moves like it for Kareth fairly weird too. As a reiteration for it, it coincides with the times that we play. So technically, there are only 52 days on Tareth because there's only 52 weeks in a year, and that's how many times we can play in a year. So their year is only 52 days long.
Oh, okay. That means people wait.
We're like dogs.
Yeah, sort of, kind of, I guess. As well as that, you don't have weeks. So when you were referring to days, that's where I was like, there isn't really like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Those don't exist. It's just dates. This is all they have for the different months, and a month is only like 4 days long.
You see your cat right now.
There's basically a week,
Yeah, a month is
like a
kind of
a mini week.
Yeah, I mean,
I would just get rid of the year. There's
No, I went the other way because a year is the time frame of which the
No, she's just meeting
the
your
the astral body that you are residing on travels around the sun. That's a year. A month is the time frame at which the moons that you have circling you
Are you stuck,
are transpiring around your planet,
think
which you have two of them on this particular planet.
Nope.
So those two things still work out. A week is nothing. Nothing is regulated by a week. We just came up with a week because it was easy to understand, and that it was really good for the workplace to try and get people to work more. That was literally the only reason. I did a lot of research for that.
So what you're telling us is a week is just capitalist bullshit.
It is, absolutely.
Trash.
Living creature that has a concept
Like
of time.
Perfect.
Believe in the barter system. Paper money is a lie.
Taxation is theft.
You guys are not wrong. America was founded by a lot of pirates, and that is no joke.
You are not wrong, sir.
So there was a bunch of people. Oh, Josh, me and Ike passed you in Rayland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we went. He's babysitting right now, and we went to pick up Zeke together. And we were like going over the rail. We were at that little stop sign, and we're sitting there like talking about something. And Ike goes, oh, "That was Josh."
Yeah, I zone out. I put on a book usually, and unless you're directly in
Yeah, I
front of
wasn't
me
paying
or
attention because he was like, "That was Josh," and I was like, "Where?" He goes, "The silver Kia that just passed us."
Yep, that'd be me.
Yeah, he's like, "The silver Kia that just passed us," and I was like, "There was a silver Kia." He's like, "Yeah, you're the one driving."
That's why
Wearing
you can't.
us.
Well, that's why you can't pay attention to those things when you're driving. The only things that you can pay attention to is what is directly in front of you, and if there's anything going to be jumping out at you.
Yep.
Anyways, so yeah, you guys are sitting there, and then on the deck of Adune 2, I gotta make a second one of these. But the cat, you'd probably have just landed back on the deck with the second plate that you guys had been using to portal on to Adune with, and Ralston's Mime and Zenora would, as you land, Cat, there's a wooden arm that comes up through the floorboards that is holding a steaming mug of something that you're just like, okay, thanks. For the Rarlsons and Cat who are here, I don't know what you guys are doing.
Once I have the plate like securely put away and stuff, I'd be very happy to just like crouch on the deck and have a few sips of coffee. Am I muted? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
we can hear you. We were just coming through. Also, Gab's there for a second, so I had to mute her.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I would just crack
Crack down with the coffee.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Judith.
and kind of like nuzzle into the hand.
And then the hand would pet you back and go, ah, one day, Cat Holdus will be together.
Yes, I can't wait for that day. Did she only bring coffee for me?
No, it was for yourself, the Rowlsons, and Mime and Zenora too. Like an individual cup for each one.
The Rarlsons are probably sitting at the back of the boat. Two of them are fishing. The other two are flying kites. As coffee comes up, and I hear that essentially sounds like people are trying to gather in the hold. So Rarl will set down his fishing pole, get up, stretch, drink the coffee, or grab the coffee, and then head towards the hold or the meeting place or inside or whatever the hell I'll call it.
It's been no more than
Galley.
Yeah, that would be common room, more or less, because there's a galley down below. But which you haven't got to explore the ship very much either. Anywho, you somehow managed to start fishing and kiting in less than like the. Oh, I guess you would have been doing
this
it.
all happened like immediately. We were flying kites as we flew away, but If
That-
if this is
no,
all
no.
happening in
I see how that could actually have transpired because you started going away and then you had to come back. Remember? So
Yep,
maybe
that's
they were
right.
doing that while Cat flew up top, and so yeah, that still tracks. The other question though, I was like, where did you get the material to do that? Did you?
We
Bought
have
kites before we left.
Oh,
yeah, we bought kites before we left for sure. I don't know about fishing stuff, but I assume a ship will have some sort of like
yeah, Dune would have provided for sure.
gear.
Yeah, yeah, some tackle.
Yeah.
So yeah, you in the process of leaving and coming back would have conversed with the Dune. Then I got you. That works.
I mean,
I-
if you want me to do it, I will.
No. I got you. I just was like making sure that it all tracks.
Gotcha.
It's like my one job.
Fair. But yeah, we uh jump up and or at least Rora will jump up and head towards the common room.
If I missed
No, but you're very quiet.
anything. Sorry. I am concentrating on painting a stick.
Oh, did you say you would? What did you say then that you would hold head? Or are you still nuzzling into the hand?
Coffee nuzzling into the hand, and then at one point I would follow, or I would also go down below.
Oh, okay. Which would Rarlson have been doing? Would he have been, or Rarl, would he have been fishing or kiting?
He would have been fishing.
Okay,
He's a provider.
so the other three sit there and are
And with a kite.
yep, two with a kite, one with a fishing pole. Probably
Yep.
Jeffrey with the fishing pole.
Yep. I clap him on the shoulder, wink, and then make my way towards everybody else. It's all smooth sailing from here, brothers. Soon we shall have enough to eat forever.
And Mime stays up top, kind of at the helm of the ship. And Zenora is probably just wandering around, like, where the hell am I? How did I get here
Climbing
again?
all over the rigging,
Yeah.
checking everything out.
Yep. So, Hamilton and Wisteria, you see Rarl and Kat step in through the main door out to the deck and come into the common room with their steaming cups.
To the
Welcome.
side. Hey, how are you?
Pull up a
I'll
chair.
Sure, 1 second. Adune, could I have some like heavy cream?
Oh, yes, of course. I should have thought of such a thing. Would you like that warmed up as well?
Yes, please.
Okay. And you actually hear a little bit of rattling and then a mrrr, and then a slamming of a lid, and then a hand comes up between the floorboards with a pail of steaming cream.
And know you were a farmer.
Well, Betsy, I've kept her for a while. It was a rather odd thing that had happened with the first owner of me. They were more intrigued with the transdimensional transportation services, which I could not myself provide, but utilize me for such, and also my power sources, of course. But yeah. So, anyways,
They sounded
yeah.
like they wanted to use you, not
Yeah,
be your
pretty
friend.
much. It was rather unfortunate. Shia and Thea and Mime and Baharash and Zeph, they all saved me from an indentured servitude
Huh.
to this person. They were sacrificing creatures to form my power source. Although I think after this trip I might need a little bit of recharging it. I haven't traveled for a while, but the last trip I'd made was put me pretty low.
Oh, how do you recharge? With the souls of your enemies, or like
I
like a
mean
power station?
I don't prefer that. That is something that they were doing, is they were sacrificing creatures and such on to to power my core. But
Wow.
in the interim, it was dropped on me, and I've kind of been using it a little bit to gain some power in the meantime. So I've fairly charged, but not enough. There's a tree seed, an apple seed that Thia dropped on me quite a while ago now, or an apple, fully appled on my core.
Oh, and that gives you power, growing an apple tree?
Oh, the tree itself took energy to grow, but the tree now kind of photosynthesizes energy into me. I
Oh.
don't fully understand that process, but I was a tree at one time, so it's kind of intuitive.
You should build, like, grow a bunch of trees so that you could be solar powered.
I mean, that would be the dream. I think that may be a direction that could be had. I don't fully understand all these processes.
Yeah, same. I have no idea what you're talking about. Let's we'll think about it. I'll stretch and then pour, I'd say, half of the coffee in my mug, like over the side or into the sink or into a bucket, and then pour heavy cream
Into
for
Hamilton's
the other
half
half.
strength mug.
Yep. Here you go. And then fill the rest of mine up with heavy cream. So it's like a heavy cream with coffee.
You mean? Yeah, I got you now.
The ratio is just like flipped.
Coffee flavored cream.
Yep. I'll sit down. Hey, how are you feeling? You were extremely drunk.
The headache's fading, but damn.
Yes. But I don't know if you know this. We have a tab, now at the bar. Just a small fine of 10,000 gold.
Oh well, we're not going back there anytime soon, are we?
I mean, I put up in for collateral somebody's like giant, like the item they got from, when we first arrived in this. I waved my hands around place.
Oh wow.
So, and I think we're going back there for setting up a trade deal.
If it was meant
Anyway.
to be, our fates will align and everything will be all right.
A nod. Turn to everybody, or who else is here?
Wisteria and Cat are sitting at the table with you. Cat, the chicken, and then
Yep.
Wisteria is been only met briefly by the two of you guys. Were like two ships passing in the night, I think.
Yeah, we met at the club, but
Yep.
it was
Gotcha.
And
Sounds like
And
you
a-
also had a rough night.
Yeah. What? How long has it been?
Only a
Asking-
few insert number of days.
Just half a lifetime,
Yeah, but I guess a few better versus like this one, but it's pretty small.
That one would be good though.
It's not that small.
It's an average size.
And then here's a wide wristwatch. It's easier to work from the top down because you're going to touch that stuff.
Yes, yes it is.
Work the shaft.
Hark, hark, hark.
That's what we're doing. Am I unmuted?
Yeah.
Yep. No, you're coming through Gabs. Yeah.
Okay. My headset died, so I just am listening to everything on my phone.
Ah.
Okay.
So
Which I guess we could just have one phone. We could just use your phone, so it's not like.
Yeah, but there'll be an echo, so
Echo.
we're just going through your.
Well, I'm saying if I.
yeah. And Thea, I know what you're going to be doing here shortly, because Adune, as the sun is setting, is going to be
Pretty. I mean,
killing
it's
to you
fine.
guys. There's an odd figure off in the distance.
Oh,
It seems
I'm
to be
sorry,
some
what?
sort of riprap caught in the currents.
rip rap. What's a rip rap?
Paddywhack.
It's like some rocks that are just kind of strewn about. Although now that it's the waves are coming back to me, I'm very not good at seeing. I apologize, and it seems Mime is kind of trying to take the
Are you
lead
trying
here.
looking into glasses?
And Mime comes across the torque and says, "It appears there's some." Trying to get a Mime attitude going on here, but it's really hard. Hey guys, there's a fucking some shit out here. It looks like some sort of ship fell apart.
Huh.
Kind of like my mental stability.
And then through
I'm gonna go on deck.
Yeah,
your link, you guys all hear one word when you're getting onto deck, and it's Adune going, "Flotsam." That's the word I was thinking of. Flotsam.
You're just supposed to be catching the edges.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'm leaving the dark underneath. Oh. Is that too blue?
yeah.
Up and away.
So you guys get
No,
out
it's not.
onto the deck,
Because we can
and
add.
Do we have a spyglass? Does anyone have a spyglass?
that'd be a negative, as far as I can recall.
We should have bought
Um,
stuff at the store.
Well, I have my rifle. It's got a nice scope on it.
That'll work.
ugh.
I'll hand it over to Rollerson.
With no knowledge of gun safety, they generally kind of swing it back and forth, pointed at people. All right, let's. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'll
They'll.
grab the barrel and just hold it to the sky, and be like,
Oh.
okay, you see this end here?
Yep.
This is the bad end. You don't. That make people go dead.
But you're holding it. How does it make you go dead if you're holding it?
As I'm holding it with one hand, with my other hand, I'm pointing at the hole of the barrel. Like
Oh.
this end that make people go dead. Don't point that at us.
Okay.
I like it.
I carefully point it towards the other ship.
Go ahead and roll me a perception.
Yes.
Yes, Daddy.
Yes, Father. Yes, Peter. Why is this not loading? Sorry.
You're good.
Yeah.
All right. Kills. Hurt. Oh no, go back. I just had it. Kills. Load.
Mm.
You don't have a token for me either, do you there, Cassidy?
No.
Okay. I'm just looking at all the elf ones. There's a bunch.
Ooh.
Um
18 plus 3, 21.
Ooh, nice. You were quite certain that whatever was there no longer existed in its intended form. You're guessing it was some sort of ship, potentially maybe even a small boat or craft, because you're seeing floating on some of the flotsam a and you could fill in some of this too if you wanted. They're olive. I just went back to it. Do you?
Yeah. Do you want me to describe?
Yeah, if you're so inclined.
Okay. Am I conscious and moving? Just hanging out?
I would say that it is towards evening. I'm not sure when the event had transpired necessarily,
Okay.
but you could just exactly roll for it.
Can I be asleep on a floating piece of wood?
Sure.
Okay. So you want me to describe?
Past that, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So you look out, pointing the weapon directly at me, and see a humanoid with some slight elven features, but for the most part, looks like a normal human in a very careless sleeping position with a giant floppy brimmed hat resting over my face to block the sun. A female with like dark hair, but so the character is very much a hoarder, and there's all kinds of shit braided into the hair, like 5,000 pockets on their giant cloak, and seemingly filled to the brim, like feathers, coins, beads, ribbons in like decorate the hat and are braided into the hair. And yeah, seemingly asleep, does not see you.
Probably with your upper body on some sort of larger piece of flotsam and your lower body under the water, or are you like fully laying on top of this thing?
I guess if it's large, laying on top of it, but yeah, look very much stranded looking.
Roll d20.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's large or not.
$11.
You look like Jack.
Save me, Rose.
Jack. Jack.
Wait, yeah, there's a lot of jacks.
Oh, we know which Jack I'm talking about.
Okay.
There's
The one
clearly enough space for 2 people.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Wisteria's gonna look out and be like, "Sorry, there's not enough room on here. Not enough room on this boat."
I will put down the rifle scope, turn to everyone else, and say, "It appears that there's someone on that or alive out there." But then I look again. They have a lot of shit, and my like hunter eyes like dilate.
Oh no.
I'm about.
I'll hand back the rifle to
Hamilton.
Hamilton. God.
I know, I
bad at
haven't
this.
played in so long, he forgot who I was.
I always forget. That's why every character of mine is forgetful.
I like to give mine amnesia so I don't have to think of a backstory.
What happened to you? Don't know.
Oh, my head hurts, I know that much.
I'm here now.
It's time to murder.
It seems like Mime is obliging enough to head towards the direction at least. And you guys start getting close and pull up next to the sleeping or unconscious elf, and are looking down at them.
When you guys start making waves, I assume I would notice, so I'm just gonna
Roll me a
wave. Okay. No assumptions here. Okay.
No, not at this stage.
Okay. A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, you as the boat starts coming towards you, you pick your head up when they're still even a little bit away from you. Then probably it's pretty much inevitable that they catch up with you in either which way because they're probably 20 feet away. But you know that's about when you notice the waves are different.
Okay, I'm probably really soggy, and I'm gonna wave to the ship as non-threateningly as possible. Hey, you guys!
Should we hoist our colors?
And that's when Mime goes, "We haven't made any colors."
Oh,
It should be based off a chicken. Should we hoist the chicken?
Chicken skull
hoist the
with two...
chicken!
Oh god, a chicken skull with 2 drumsticks underneath of it crossed.
That's perfect.
Oh shit. Well, I just saw the time. Well, on that
Yep.
note, that'll be my last contribution. I do have to get off. I'm sorry.
Absolutely
Oh.
understood. Sorry
5
that you have
a.m.
to
comes fast.
get up so early, but thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Yep, thank you.
And Josh, you know what I'm aiming for with the rifle. Just sprinkle that knowledge across the rest of the session.
We'll do.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
So, boat's getting closer. There, Olive. Do
Oh,
I need
God. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
And
No.
the colors that are hoisted, I guess, are that you see anyways is a black flag. I don't know what color it is. I know it's
Yeah, black flag. Let's go piracy.
a black flag.
The color of chicken feathers. Rooster feathers.
Which rooster feathers though? There's so many.
I have red
Straight
brown
ones.
feathers with a blue metallic like tail. I forget what that was called.
I am sure that I have a little bit of fabric somewhere, so I'm just gonna wave a white piece of fabric.
And you guys, well, at least Mime through Adune after talking to them Adune would say it seems the Mime is seeing the flag for help. Who's anyone? And you starting to pull up alongside of them now, and you can kind of see that she is looking for assistance with the white flag. I don't know who's looking down over the ship, but
I will look
Yeah.
down over the side of the ship, but I don't know how helpful I'll be. Wisteria will be looking, but definitely not helping. She's just very invested in whatever weird thing is happening because she does not understand this at all.
so
Permission to board.
You would see one cat head pop over the rail, then 2, then 3, then 4. Then they would all bundle together whispering, and then throw like a rope over. Come aboard there! Almost a dead person?
Are there any actual humans on your vessel?
I
There's a
look
chicken and
around.
a cat looking over the side right now.
Yep.
Wisteria's looking over the edge.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. So you see the chicken and the feline individual turn their heads towards the semi-human-looking individual of Wisteria, who is more elven in features, I would guess.
Yeah, she's as a refresher, she's a elf, but she's got like let me double check. I think mint green skin and like lavender colored hair and pink eyes.
Okay.
We hear that and we say, that seems kind of like a rude question to ask us, but okay. She is.
Can I grab the rope and try and haul myself over the top, Jeff?
Yeah, I would probably say you'd been out there for a little while, I'd guess, so you're gonna want to roll me in athletics with disadvantage.
We pull it out of her reach. That was for the weird question.
Valid. I promise I won't insult your kin ever again.
Thank you. I let her use it.
Let me see if I have anything that can help me climb a rope. Probably not. You guys are just gonna drive over me.
Speciesism whenever you see it.
It seems like the boat has more or less stopped moving, or at least matched whatever direction you were moving in, because the sea is never stopping.
Okay. Is it dexterity or what? Athletics?
Athletics, which is a strength-based skill, if I recall correctly.
Oh, not too bad. Okay. 15.
Nice. You grab onto the side of it, and you kind of remember at least how more or less to do this the best, and you pull yourself up out of the water slowly, put your feet up against the side of the ship, and at that point too, you hear inside of your head, "Oh, welcome aboard there. I think it's good to see new crew." You can roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit! I hear it in my head, and then I slip a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
She just immediately adopts you.
13.
Good. You only
Is there
lose
a
like a
13
half an
difference?
inch before you look up at the people above you and look
Yeah.
back at the ship.
Did you guys hear that in your heads?
Yeah.
So that's normal
I
here?
call that's a June. We polite to her.
Okay.
I don't know about this person. So she insulted us twice.
Can you guys hear what's in my head? I ask shiftily.
No, well, yes. What are you? Think of a number 1 through 10. I'll tell you what it is.
Can I come overboard first?
No.
Okay, I got my number.
I was hearing the conversation.
What do you guys think? What number do you think?
Is it 69?
Dune, what number?
That's not between 1 and 10. But yes. Yes, it is.
Hey.
What's this? And we're like, knew it.
Okay, I pull myself overboard, and then I extend my hand to all the cats, and I say, "It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance."
We all shake your hand at the same time.
I think really hard in my head. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. But no one hears it, because you're
Nope.
all a bunch of liars.
No one
You
can see it.
And then I guess I'll introduce myself, because I'm new here. I am Olive, and I am the finest captain to roam the seas of wherever we are. Can anyone tell me where we are?
And as you're taking your stance, whatever stance that may be, I'm imagining for some reason you put your hands to your hips,
Yeah, it's obnoxious for sure.
and put your head kind of up in the air, and that's when everybody sees glinting off of your neck a torque that
Good night.
resembles at least the characteristics of your guys's, but still has some minor differences you're not quite understanding.
That.
Everybody just stares at the torque and doesn't respond, I guess.
Oh, I said, where did she? Where did you get that?
You guys, my eyes are up here. This thing, I've had it for a while, but I haven't found any use for it. Right, Josh? Nothing has happened with it.
Correct.
There's
You
Josh.
ever had any weird dreams about a giant table?
Can you hear my thoughts? You can hear my thoughts.
Yes, I
Yeah.
told you I could.
Yeah, I don't. I woke up on the table,
Yeah.
and it's been a wild ride ever since.
Yeah, you touched something, right?
Always.
Well,
Are you guys okay? Just touching stuff. Having some weird, table dream. Mass hallucination?
You
I
didn't
don't
have that
think it's a human.
hallucination too?
We had hallucinations where I was from, but they're usually mushroom induced.
Those are good too.
And I think
I'll hold.
I was just
Go
going to elaborate for yourself, Wisteria. You probably may have had an experience like that and may have attributed it to just mushrooms.
I was gonna say, I thought Wisteria just decided one day, yep, go into the other realm and just started walking and then eventually walked through a portal. Just ended up in a pit of hell and ran into random people like, I'm gonna train you!
Yes.
The voices in my head said to come here.
For the most part, that would have probably have been accurate, I would say, but there would have been a point, and you probably don't remember it now, but that definitely would have been a point that you would have acquired the torque that you currently wear, and that's usually on the table. So just to help tie everything in. I don't know when it was. We can always go back. That's always a fun little aside that we can go to, and I know that we need to do that for Olive as well here now. Who's just introduced herself. So to go
What are
back
your
to the
names?
I walk up to her and I just look and puff up real proud. I'm like, I'm Cat. I am Wisteria Namaris.
And
I am Raro. This is my brother Graro, my sister Yarl, and then my brother Jeffrey the Magnificent.
wow, I like you guys. Which one of you is the captain of this fine vessel?
And then from the stern or the bow. Oh, fuck, those are all wrong words. From the helm of the ship, you see. You look behind the crew that's gathered in front of you at the wheel of the ship. Is seeing a small halfling that's guiding the ship from underneath of the wheel instead of the top, which you would normally see. You see them waving profusely between it at you. It goes, I'm the captain of the ship, Mime. Mime McMemeson.
I can't believe that's Mime's name.
Yeah, I like that part a lot.
Where are you guys headed?
Do a blackwash.
Okay, headed. Well, Mime wouldn't take the lead on this. She's probably still, or they are probably still just kind of steering, attempting to.
Where were we heading? Were we heading towards the dragon? I don't think so because we weren't ready.
I think we were ready.
Meditating. Okay, then we're heading towards the dragon.
We have the contract. We've got the money. We've got the nudies. We've got transportation.
The bottles that Sir Tellus had given you.
The bottles. Yep, we got the bottles. Think we're on our way.
Did you list all those things that you have?
Yeah, but I pretend I did it with an accent.
Okay. I'm intrigued at a list of items. And you can tell.
That's what we needed. Now we're off to meet a red dragon and try to broker a trade deal.
And Hamilton, at that point, would probably tip his hat off and go, "I've just had a realization. I think I need to go talk with Mime and Stock. Oh, yes, I'm Thomas Hamilton." And he tips his hat to you and walks over to Captain Mime.
Is a red dragon the kind of dragon that has like a hoard of treasure and goodies and stuff?
I think that's all dragons.
It might be.
Wow.
But we're
you're
gonna go
need
strike
another-
up a deal with this dragon.
Oh. Oh. Well, do you need another person? Because
Nope.
well, bye.
There's only room for one captain here.
Hmm. I think I
Sure.
can prove my worth.
What areas of expertise do you have?
Well, I'm gonna open my cape like a flasher and show my glinting weapons. I know a thing or two about how to swing a blade, and I'm good with a lock, and I can get my sneak on.
Ah, a rogue.
I mean, I'm not too shabby in a fight.
And I did drown with all these weapons on.
Sure you don't fall in the water.
Oh, I never fell in the water. That's not how I found myself in this position.
Wow. And you didn't drown immediately carrying all that stuff?
I barely made it through Titanic style.
Wow. That's right. We came upon you and you were on a thing, so that's right. We were here.
All four of you saw it.
I look around. We're still here. Well, welcome aboard. Do you probably want a change of clothing and maybe something warm to drink? I hand you a steaming mug of what appears to be like a caramel brown colored thick cream that's steaming.
Oh. I drink it to be polite.
It's thick.
I chew it. Wow, a delicacy.
Yeah, I don't know how you would respond to it. You don't necessarily have to roll, but it is cream with some coffee flavor. Or
I mean,
I've
out at
learned-
sea, you wouldn't have access to a lot of cream, so it might actually be a delicacy for you.
I don't usually chew my cream, but
or I've learned.
But when I
recently,
do, it's
apparently
Oh.
in the Forgotten Realms, it's Kath, Kaeth, Kaeth. I forgot the A. Kath.
it's an actual drink.
It's basically coffee.
Can we make some this weekend?
Let's do it. Why
I have to
not?
figure out.
I want to
But
chew
yeah.
my alcohol this weekend.
Wait,
Wait, I thought that
you're
was
on
your.
Yeah, that was your
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, I'm on it.
well, that was me. Sorry.
Mime would. You're good. I didn't even notice what you're talking about.
I know. I dropped something very loud.
Oh no, you're
It
good.
was apologizing.
didn't even notice. I was going to say though that you would probably hear Mime from the wheel shout over, "You know what would prove your worth if you could navigate the seas better than I."
Ooh, yeah. How do I? Can I? Is that something I can roll or?
It is something you're going to have to create if you want to make it in a skill.
Wait. Actually, I have something for that.
Navigator's tools.
Yes,
That would be perfect because no one here has that.
yes, I do have that, and I'm good at it.
Hey, there you go.
We've been just sailing in a straight line, hoping we get somewhere eventually. Do you know where we are?
Well, it's a good thing you guys happened upon me. You're welcome.
Is it?
I'm gonna. Can I just bother Mime for the entire rest of the campaign? I'm just gonna stand right next to her and backseat drive.
Yeah.
So annoying.
But there for that too, I wanted to leave it up to you guys in this next aspect of things. I had some other things thought of to be here, and I think it's I've got 6. It looks like I thought it may have been 8, but oh, okay, that was my thought. I know that. If someone wants to roll me a D8 for what happens next. I don't know
New
who
person.
gets this.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can roll a d8.
It's your fault if it's bad.
That's
Our
okay.
fault if it's good.
It's a 4, so it's right in the middle.
4. This is the one that I have least likely thought of.
Yes.
That's what we like.
You see, as the navigator currently, and looking back and forth between a bunch of things, you see I don't actually even know what this thing looks like. Like I said, least like that I've thought of the options. I
If
figured it
it's
was either going to be
probability, how did you think that one's the least likely?
the middle number, because it was either going to be one of the end numbers or one of the middle numbers, not the very middle number.
But that's not how probability works.
That's just math.
That's
Like if
hard.
you're rolling
That is
2d8, then sure, but 1d8, everybody gets an even shot.
Yeah, it's literally 1 in an 8th chance of any of the
Yeah.
numbers. But
Yep.
considering my
Didn't think
personal...
that was gonna happen.
Do you
Nope,
want
I
us to
didn't.
roll again?
No, nope. Okay, I think I see it now. I have to read. Okay. All right. You see off in the distance before anyone else, especially because you're paying attention to the direction you're actually going. Everybody else is just fucking around. And after when you'd walk up to Mime at first, they were Flint and or Hamilton and Mime were talking, and Mime passed something off to Flint, and he went off into a corner with the Rawlsons.
Wait, could I see what it was?
Go ahead and perceive, yeah.
Okay. 21.
Damn. You'd seen that it was a glint of silver and a hint of blue in a circle of some sort. You're guessing some sort of ring per the size before it went into his pocket. And
I clock it.
He walks off towards the Rawlsons, and he goes, Could you potentially fashion something out of this ring and this rifle that I have? I've got this crazy idea. And he pulls a drawing out of his pocket and holds it up to you with a cannonball that's going into his rifle. and it's a ring of reasonable size that he's working with that he'd handed you along with the
I'm
rifle.
mostly just scraping away the black, whatever.
Sure. So you want to
'Cause
be
it's- I
able to
mean-
like, let's see.
Pretty much
So
dry.
does he want to be able to shoot cannonballs, or does he want like a cannon resized?
He goes on to elaborate and say, well, the theory behind it is that with the ring of reasonable size, upon picking up the cannonball, it would
Yeah.
resize, go into the gun,
Sure.
and then as soon as it leaves the gun, it would resize again.
Ah. I will examine the gun and how you load the bullet. Because I'm thinking the best way to do this is, depending on how the bullet is loaded, is you attach the ring of resizing to the loading mechanism, or like put it around it.
Mm.
And then you like essentially push the cannonball through the actual ring portion of the ring of resizing, and then load it in that way. Like, well, would you is this like a muzzle loader? Like, are you loading a shot down the front barrel?
I'm just looking at that now because I was thinking of the same thing. Inventory.
Because if it's a shot down the front barrel, this is as easy as mounting the ring of resizing to the end of the barrel, so that everything you push into the gun gets resized down.
Hmm.
But if it's like a cartridge system loaded into the side, then you'd need a little like add-on something. But
It doesn't explicitly say, which I will. Yeah. So I would say that per the times and everything too, and where he'd found it, it's probably the muzzleloader of a sort. At least in this, especially considering this one, it is a rifle, with like a range of 200 to 800 feet. So
okay, so you'd load it down the barrel with like a packet of gunpowder and.
Yep. Yeah, because it takes one action to reload this particular weapon.
Yep. So then I guess I would do it as like almost like an attachment, like a rifle attachment to the end. Kind of like how a silencer would attach, but with the ring of resizing on there, so that when you put a cannonball up to it at the top, it'll resize down, and then you can like use the jam rod to like force it in.
And he takes out the picture and he's like, "That's exactly what I was thinking." But now you're thinking to yourself, like, how does the ring attach?
Right.
And
We need a
you could-
welder.
You could roll a crafting if you wanted to figure out how.
Sure. Crafting. 15.
Go ahead and increase that by 1. You are looking at it and you're trying to figure it out and you're racking your brain, but under the circumstances too that you have with the tools that you have, you're like, I really need to get a better workshop. And you though take the ring and hope that this doesn't invalidate some of the magic properties, and are able to somehow separate it at the right point without busting the jewel, it seems like, off, and then reattach it just to the front of the rifle, probably, and you're kind of try to situate it back so that it's not hitting you're hoping the magical properties are attached that way to the rifle specifically, and not falling off of the rifle, and attach it that way. For now.
Yeah, I try that, and then I'll, knowing not to point it at anyone, move to the side of the ship, and ask Adune for some for a cannonball
In
and an appropriate amount of gunpowder to shoot a regular size. Well, I don't know, because it'd be small, so like a regular bullet. I've also never shot a gun in this campaign, so
Here goes nothing.
all I know is don't point it at other people.
So, what are you trying? I didn't follow exactly.
So you said I created this thing, like I
Mhm.
think it will work.
Mm-hmm.
I ask Adune for a cannonball, and then I attempt to like try it out.
And she just kind of goes, oh, okay, and rolls one over that was like 5 feet away from you on the deck. Just kind of like takes the floorboards and molds them to roll one of the cannonballs in the pile next to the cannon over to your feet.
Oh. Hey, thanks. Then I will hold the cannon ball up to the end of the gun and the new attachment, and attempt to push it through into the end of the rifle.
And you're holding the gun, presumably, I would guess, by like your 2 legs, and then you pick up the cannonball with 2 hands and set it down on top of the front of the rifle, and it resizes
Nice.
down to the perfect size to fall down the barrel.
That was fun. And then I think to myself, do I need to take the attachment off now that it's resized and in there, or is it something that once I take it off, it'll lose its magic and his gun will explode?
You were gonna try and take the ring off, is what you said?
Well, no, I'm thinking about, like, I'm trying to investigate it to
Go ahead and
understand,
roll
like,
me an Arcana.
okay. Eight.
You're looking at it and you go, I don't really know how this works. Maybe the metal of the gun would hold itself together if I remove the ring?
I get really uncomfortable and not wanting to break his gun. I'll look around. I think I'll just try to shoot it as is.
Okay. So you hold the gun up and just shoot it off into the distance?
I'll turn to one of my siblings and be like, "Hey, can you like, like throw something? Like a skeet?"
It's related to dexterity usually, so if you could roll that first. It's a dex check.
Okay. Abilities, dex. Ooh, that was so close to a natural one. 22.
Okay. Nice. And you do not have this, obviously, in your inventory, but if you wanted to at this particular instant, just for a little bit, it's Bad News Exandria is the rifle that he has. But it's
Alright.
action-wise related to your dexterity again, I believe. She's got a...
Bad news, Exandria. Add
Mhm.
to equipment. How do I fire it? Equip. Alright. Should be under my actions right now. Yeah, okay. 8 to hit. Wow.
You fire the gun, and it's got a good bit more kick than you were expecting. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw. And but you see the round that comes out the end of it just as it leaves, and expand to the size 2 times the size of the cannonball that you put in there, as it just reaches out to the end of it and flies off into the distance, not hitting the whatever it was that was thrown out into the air.
I examine the gun for any damage. I rolled a. I don't. I find what it was.
Dex save.
Yeah, I rolled it. It was. I'm trying to see where like it says. I can find like previous rolls.
I didn't see it come through on the.
I'm on my
Roll
phone
20.
right now.
I didn't see it
I'll
come
just
through
do it
on
again.
Roll20, but I do see the 19 on Roll20 for a
Oh, really?
dex save. Yeah. So yep,
How about
that's
that?
coming through again. That's a 13 that time, but I'll take the first one, which you feel your shoulder rock back more than you were expecting, but you're able to kind of take a step back instead of falling over, and see all the proceedings there. And you look back at the front of the rifle, and you see that there's it heated up, but the ring is staying where you'd shoved it, basically onto the barrel.
Nod and be like, all right, this works. I think he'll probably want to get this like professionally like attached once we like land somewhere. So I will deliver it back to him whenever.
Tips his hat and takes the rifle.
You might want to get this like, better attached, like welded or something like that in the future. But for now, this seems to work. You should consider making a hollow cannon full of shrapnel, I say as I walk away. Cannonball. Still there?
Yeah.
It's funny that you said that because he had actually just talked about that same thing like 20 minutes before we got online.
Really?
Yeah. But he was going to fill it with silverware or something.
I mean, shrapnel, silverware, I think that works.
He said silverware was really common as a thing they would load into cannons back in the day.
It was, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll rejoin the others.
And as you're finishing that up, you hear probably anyways more than see or anything. Olive asserting that there is a very large creature off in the distance. It looks like a hulking mass.
Hey, you guys, there's a hulking mass.
Oh, thank you. I've never been called that before, but I suppose I've been working out.
It's a compliment.
Uh,
Do we know what it is, Josh? Or can I
No.
tell?
You have many fears, but none asserted with your percep. Go ahead and roll me a perception actually too, just to round it out.
Bad. 6.
Yeah, you're definitely not sure, but you know for certain of only one thing, that you're far enough away that it hasn't quite noticed you yet either.
Oh. Is it a whale? Whaling is extremely profitable.
Oh, profitable. You have my
Yeah.
attention. Do we want to avoid this thing, or are you guys confident in your abilities?
I've only been in one fight, and it was a bar fight.
That makes me feel great.
I was
go
going to say, we
borrow-
can probably handle ourselves, but I feel like maybe we should avoid it.
Like,
Just in
should
case.
we? Oh man.
What is it?
I can't be certain, but nothing that large in the ocean can be good news.
Hmm.
I mean, we saw you
Uh,
from a distance. Are you saying you're good news?
Was I that large?
No, I think she's average sized. She?
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, I'm normal human size, but this thing is it's a hulking mass according to my internal thoughts. The DM.
Well, we just got a Dune out of the bottle. Let's just have some leisurely sailing before we get involved with hulking masses.
Okay. Can I try and direct Mime like a wide berth of this thing, yet still keeping our course?
Yeah. You can definitely do that, I would say at this point. That's probably the perfect amount of what you're doing. Especially you're going to want to probably say that you're gonna take a roundabout course around it. So you're going through the monster, or whatever the heck it is going to be directly where you need to be, but you're going to want to head basically south and then around and then keep heading east, basically, is what you would explain. And let's roll this one. That doesn't get used very much, and she's pretty high in it. Or they. I should not be rolling tonight. I'm just not allowed to hold the dice. It's another 9. Let's see what the thing does.
Who's rolling that? Oh, mommy.
Yeah, that was Mime.
Mime.
Oh no. Oh darn. The next thing you guys know, as Mime starts heading a course around the monster towards the south, it's almost as if what you thought may have been some clouds, or just the way the horizon met the edge of the ocean, where there were some stars missing off into the distance, was suddenly seems to be this black sort of behemoth in front of you with flailing appendages and spiky ends to those. Before it becomes invisible.
Oh.
And
glad that's gone.
Go ahead and roll me initiative. Wait. I say that, but I mean to wait 1 second so that I can actually put the initiative up. I always preempt this.
I
Hi.
thought we were avoiding shit.
We'll just have to dry brush over it again.
It decided to not avoid us.
Yeah.
Well, we avoided that thing, but this thing
And
looks
then
even
ran
worse.
into another thing.
I blame the
True.
captain.
Is that not you? It's me. Mommy.
Thank you.
Mime.
Mime's the captain. Mime rolled that 9, not me. So
Mhm. Yeah. So run encounter. Now you guys can roll.
Wow. You gotta roll. I know. Initiative.
Roll.
Mm-hmm.
Roll.
20, not natural.
same.
Use initiative on here.
About in the middle.
5. I'm glad that's gone.
Well, Olive. Seems you're the first up there.
Wisteria also got a 20. So
I don't know. D&D Beyond said Olive. I don't know what. I don't know.
okay.
I don't know how it decided between the two 20s. You guys could roll off if you
I
want
think it
to.
goes off of who has the
Mhm.
higher initiative.
I know that's like a
Well,
home rule for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Does D&D
Yeah.
Beyond already like automatically know that? Is it smart enough?
No, probably not. If you guys want to roll off again, that's totally your guys' choice.
It may have gone off of who had the higher, like,
Dex.
Dex.
Yeah.
roll. Like, whoever's base roll was higher. And then afterwards, the modifier.
17 was mine.
Yeah, mine wasn't that high. My modifier was a +8.
For initiative?
Yeah.
What? Wow, okay.
OP over here.
Okay, so I go or
Unless you guys wanted to roll for it again. I'm open to it. I know
No,
Match
you
don't
go first,
rolling
'cause
dice
I'm
is fun.
gonna-
Okay.
okay. Well, just off the bat, it's still invisible and no one can see it right now. Right?
Correct.
Oh, good. Also, oh, sorry. Is there a map or are we just looking at the ship?
Wisteria is on deck, and there should be a map in that you're looking at the ship with a lot of water around you currently.
Do I have a character token?
Battle map wise, no. So if you're on the ship, you can pretty much move across it in one turn. So from helm to stern.
Okay, so we're just gonna use I'm gonna use the imagination to tell you where I am.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna go from bothering Mime to like the side of the ship, and I don't know. Can I make some kind of check to see if I can look at the spiny thing?
Perception? Yeah.
Okay. 14. Or can I see any waves in the water or anything? Indicators.
Yeah. Are you running to the left? Just for simplicity's sake, left or right?
Port. Okay, I don't know which one's port or side started. The right side.
Okay. That is port actually. Good job. You run to the port side and you are looking. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. Unless Johnny's here, I don't know. You look over the side and you see in the water, directly in front of the ship, these smaller waves that seem to be rippling out from a source that is at least half the size of the entire ship.
The waves are, or there's something.
That is something that is half the size of the ship that the
Okay.
waves are emanating from. The waves are just tiny ripples that are counter to the main waves of the sea. That you can only read them from your experience that it's bumping up against something that's.
Okay, I'm gonna yell to everyone on the ship and be like, guys, the thing's over here. But I can't hit it with this blade, so I'm gonna
I don't see anything.
I think it sees you.
Do you want to borrow Hamilton's rifle?
Actually, what I'm gonna do is this a cannon that I can actually get behind and aim it towards that?
Yeah.
What does that do for my turn? Can I shoot that thing this turn?
It is primed and ready. You would have to spend at least one action to minimum to reload it and everything, but it is primed and ready.
Okay. Well, I want to get behind it at least and aim it at where the splashes are coming from.
Okay.
And if I can shoot it, I will, or if I have to reload it this turn, then I will do that.
You can definitely try to shoot it. Yeah.
Yes.
You're gonna want to. I had this up earlier, but. Here we go. You're going to want. Are you adept with ranged weapons or anything too?
No. Not like simple ranged weapons, yeah, but not something like this, I don't think.
You'll just want to roll a d20 then, I would say at this point.
Okay.
Because its range is like 200 to 900 feet, and this is definitely not that. That should balance it out.
Do I add anything?
It would, if you had proficiency in this particular weapon, I would say it would be a +5 to hit, but the range, like I was just saying, is 200 to 900. If it were in that range, then you would also add that +5. But
Okay, well, I only rolled a 9, so.
you see the shot just go out into the distance. You have no idea how far, but it definitely didn't hit what you were aiming at.
Okay. I swear I saw it over here. Is that the whole turn, or can I reload? Or
That's the whole turn. Yeah.
okay.
You had to probably walk out there movement wise and
Mhm.
check to make sure and actually light it bonus action wise for the action of aiming and all that jazz, because you had to move the cannon itself to get
Okay.
it to where
I'm still just like pointing in that direction, but that's my turn.
All right, Wisteria with Cat not
Okay,
long behind.
so where is it? Like, so Olive, you pointed it out. Do you think it's within 60 feet of us?
I think so. Right, Jeff?
Sorry.
You're pretty sure.
Yeah. I can't. It's invisible, so I don't know for sure, but I saw waves within 60 feet of us.
Point out where you saw them.
Over the port side. I point.
Be more specific. Can you ping?
Well, I can't see anything on my screen.
Yeah, I can't either.
Oh, really? You guys?
We have,
Chip,
well,
and then
on
it's
Jess's
black
screen,
outside.
it's chip and black. Yeah.
Let me
Same
fix
with
that.
mine. That's what I was asking about.
It should be
Oh yeah, I
waves.
thought the water
mean,
was just black.
It's basically blackness out there. You're talking like middle of the night almost that this is happening. So I don't know if that changes anything for you guys, but it's basically just
Yeah.
waves and blackness for the most part too. Anyways.
Okay, so I'm gonna get. I don't know where I'm at on the ship.
You probably were still on the deck after you'd come out.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna get right up on the edge, as close to this thing as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to cast Fairy Fire at level 2. I don't know if it sent it to the. No, it didn't. Okay. So it's a 60-foot range, and it's each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in, we'll go with a violet light because it's blue, green, or violet, my choice. Outlined in a violet light, any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in a light if it fails a dexterity saving throw. For the duration, objects are affected and creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. Any attack roll against an affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible. So it needs to be a dexterity of 14.
It got a 17.
Damn. Okay.
There's still the fact that you guys see the sloshing waves a little bit better off the port side mainly.
Yeah.
Trying to get something out here.
So I have a question.
Sure, shoot.
If a creature has an object on them, because it outlines creatures and objects, is that object part of the creature or is it its own object? Like, would the object light up but the creature still stay invisible?
In this particular case, you do see light that does not illuminate a creature. Whether or not that be from the fact that its abilities to not be perceived are reflecting or refracting or what have you of the light, is you're guessing to yourself at least some manner of being not perceivable to you at least.
And then I am just going to, let me see.
What was the distance on that, by the way?
60 feet, and then it's a 20-foot cube.
That doesn't make it. Oh, okay. I got it now.
Okay.
Hope that illuminates some things for you, guys.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Mainly some waves. Was that your turn then, Mysteria?
I'm trying to see.
Cat on deck. Carlson to follow.
Yes, that'll be my turn.
Okay. It, whatever it might be, you can feel the air rushing down before a splash of waves off to the left and then a rushing sound before a 17 comes slamming down onto the deck to hit. That'd be-
17.
Yeah.
Is that against a bunch of people, or all of us, or the ship, or?
It's a range of 10 feet, so I would guess for sure, at the very least, we're talking Olive and Wisteria, who had rushed to that side of the deck.
Oh, well, yeah, 17 hits for me.
Same.
Could you roll me a I think it's dexterity saving. Yeah. Go
I
with
hope
that.
so.
Go with that.
Oh,
I have evasion, so it's if I succeed, then I take no damage, and if I don't, I take half damage. But I got 17.
So you succeeded then, so you take no damage. From or rather the second part of this thing, which
Mhm.
is actually I seen a 12 from Styria, I believe.
yeah. I don't know if this matters, but I am alert. So I can't be surprised while unconscious, but I cannot be surprised while I am conscious, and other creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls against you as a result of being unseen by you. So I don't know if that changes anything, but
No, I had not even rolled with advantage or anything.
okay.
That
Then
was
yeah,
just
12.
a straight roll, and the DC, which is 15. So you're able to Olive, you're getting hit with something that you're not quite sure of. You would only guess it would have been one of its tentacles that you'd seen writhing, slams into you, but you immediately kind of try to pull away from it, and its suction ability, I guess. Whereas Wisteria is a little caught off guard more, and you feel it wrap around you and contort, holding you in place. Wisteria, you are currently grappled.
Okay.
Can I do the Matrix move on it?
Oh, yeah, so you get hit by it, and then you kind of just, like, lean back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work. So it kind of sails over you, trying to pick you up, too. But you do see Wisteria dragged closer to the edge of the deck, probably right up against the railing, as if being pulled towards whatever and wherever the creature might be. Gives you a little bit more idea of where and direction it is.
I don't. Would I get a reaction to that? No, probably not.
Yeah, if you haven't used it this round, then you would get a reaction. Reactions
I bite
are once per
it.
round.
I bite it.
You oh no, unless you do have like a skill that's specifically reaction related. Sorry,
I
that was
don't
something
know. She nibbles on the creature.
that was something that was Pathfinder related and everything. Pretty much every action had a reaction, and that just got cumbersome. I can see why they did away with it.
Sounds hilarious.
It can be until you spend 3 hours taking one round.
I'm just gonna yell, I told you guys it was real. There it is.
Is the tentacle or whatever's got a hold of Syria visible?
Negative. You also
So-
feel directly next to the ship Adune kind of cry out as she feels the grazing portions of something against her hull, and you guys kind of all hear it.
Agree.
It's your favorite, Jess. Is it my turn?
It is grazing, but not as in eating. like grass, grazing as in like it's rubbing against instead of actually making contact.
I call out to Adune. And I'm like, do you recognize this creature? Is this creature familiar to you?
In your head, which was softer until you started to kind of acknowledge Adune at this point, especially considering the circumstances in their focuses, you focus back on Adune's consciousness and you just hear a bit of a no, what? No! What's going on? It's terrifying.
And I was like, all right, we're gonna get rid of this thing. And okay, here, hold on. I need to pass you this so I can read the spell. Yeah. So about about 20 feet out in front of Wisteria, I am guessing at this point, but 20 feet out in front of her in the direction that she is being like drugged, I'm going to cast Shatter.
Trying to remember exactly how that one's worded.
I just tried to send it. I don't know if it sent it. No, it just rolled all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I can read it. Give me un momento. Oh, wait. I hit cast. I didn't hit display. Did it show up now? There it is.
Okay, loud noise. Okay.
Yeah, a sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice. So I'm going to do 20 feet in front of the direction that Wisteria is being drugged.
Okay.
And a 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point. Any creature must make a Constitution saving throw. Or take 3d8 thunder damage. Hold on. The saving throw's got to be.
It was just a
17.
DC 17, and I got an 18, so.
Damn it! So he takes half as much damage.
Go ahead and roll those 3d8. Unless you're casting it at higher than second level.
No, starting with second level. Because I don't know what we're dealing with, so starting small.
So we'll round it up to 7, though. And at that, too, you guys all see the invisibility basically drop the concentration of it.
And what do we
drop.
see?
And you see just this writhing mass of teeth and tentacles off the port bow.
Hey guys, there's a writhing mass over there.
I'm just gonna crow in like distress and anger because it's hurting Adune and it's frightened her. I'm gonna call out loudly over the torque to the rest of the crew to make their way to the deck and just ready for battle.
All hands on deck.
Oh, sorry, my husband's sleeping.
The funny thing is, it didn't all come through here, but we get the gist. I don't know if that would be a good stopping point, actually, or not. Honestly, because that would bring everybody back in. But I would at least like to give Rarlson their turn. Before that,
Rarlson, having totally believed that whatever it was gone, turns around in complete shock and he's like, "Oh shit! It was actually there." And how far away was it again? Like pretty close.
yeah. I'm trying to bring it up, but I still have not gotten a token for this thing in the meantime.
No worries. I will. I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Hex on this thing, and I'll make it. What's a good thing to give it disadvantage on?
I don't think we've seen what it can do yet.
Yeah, so I guess I'll hold on that then, and instead I'll just cast Eldritch Blast.
Disadvantage on strength might be good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a big boy.
that's fair. So I'll do my action or my bonus action Hex, which I'll cast on the thing. I think it went through.
Not the D20 or roll 20, anyways.
Really?
No, you might have to go back to your features and traits to refresh or something along those lines. But I can pull it up here. That's what I've been doing in the meantime too, before between people.
It just popped up. Let me see if I can actually post the text of it. How do I display? No, that's not how you display. Oh, display in VTT.
There it is.
So disadvantage on strength checks. And I will deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage, and then with my action, I will cast Eldritch Blast at it. Come on. 14 to hit. I don't know why it rolled twice.
It shoots off into the distance.
Damn. He kind of did that like hip check, shoot, and then prepares himself for the next round. And I think that'll be everything. I think it'll, yeah.
Oh,
But
that is a big boy.
Does that
well,
satisfy your needs?
Yes. My needs are met.
That's intense.
I like it. It's cute.
Took me a while. Kind of reminds me of teeth, but
gulp.
Cutie.
Okay, let's make it a pet. It's adorable. Whoops,
It's
sorry.
rubbing up against a Dune too.
it was, yeah. Oh,
I wonder if it's trying to get dirty.
About
I use my action and my bonus action to pet it.
it.
I think it would be your turn. I don't know if you want to hold that action until
No,
we
I
start
don't
again.
want to do that. I don't want to do that. I do think it's a good stopping point because it makes sense that you would call to everyone and then they would join.
Yeah. For those who are making it next time,
Mhm.
which next week would technically be evil, but I was gonna skip that one for since it's right after Eurythmic Veracity, and then the following one would be good. So we'll be starting right back up where we left off, at least.
Cool.
Look forward to seeing
Great.
you all this weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, y'all. Good session.
Great. Thank you so much.
Hope you
What was
survive.
it? Back on the ship?
Out at
Our
sea again.
pirate
All right.
stuff.
Pirate life for me. Have a good night, everyone.
Night, y'all.
Good night.
See you guys.
A grand and wonderful thank you for those who took the time and made it here, to the end of the episode. where I know sometimes we are long-winded and others we are just dead silent. I don't know what to tell you. This is raw here, folks. Please remember to like and subscribe, and you can help support us just by listening. But you can also provide even more support, if you like, by going to Anchor FM page and following the support link there. If you do so, I will personally work in an NPC or an idea, whatever you'd like to hear played out. If you want, you can get a hold of us through one of our many options, including voice messages on Anchor FM, or DM to our Twitter, or any other social media that you can find us, YouTube, etc. You can share your ideas, otherwise listen for the shout out and thank you for making it through.